show you some mobility and stretches that you could do that can help relieve a little bit of back discomfort. So not giving any advice on if you have an actual back problem, in which case I do suggest that you go seek medical help. But just if you're feeling a little bit tight in your back, then I've got a few ideas on how you could help relieve that. So I haven't got a pull-up bar at home, so I'm just going to use this to show you guys the first one, which is simply hanging, which can have a lot of benefits even for your shoulders as well. So I'm just going to open these two doors. You're going to get a sneak peek at my wardrobe. I'm going to place this bar. You can do this with a broom or something. Just make sure that you feel like you can trust the strength of that broom over here. And all I'm going to do is simply pick up my feet and let myself hang to decompress my spine. I'm going to do that for about 20 seconds, 2 to 3 times, maybe 4 if it feels good, but you find some real benefits in sort of decompressing the spine and also building up a little bit of that shoulder strength. Now that the doors are closed, I can show you the next ones. So the next one that I really enjoy doing, especially in a warm-up before I start exercising, will be cat-cow. So to do cat-cow, you come onto all fours, like so. I'm first going to separate my shoulder blades and push down with the palm of my hands towards the floor and tuck my chin in. So here, round in my back, separating my shoulder blades and pushing down on the floor. And then I do the opposite. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together and look forward. And then I go again. Breathing in, like that. And then breathing out as I squeeze my shoulder blades together. And I would recommend doing this one 5 times maybe, taking a little break and then going again for another 5 times. This one feels excellent. So the other one that I quite like, since you're already in this position on all fours, is a bit of a spinal twist or rotation. And it's really quite simple. I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to reach up so that there's rotation number 1, and then I'm going to thread the needle and bring it down, bend my elbow and place my left shoulder on the floor. As I place my left shoulder on the floor, I then like to push back on it and push it against the floor, because then I'll get a little bit of a stretch in my upper back as well, which always feels quite nice. Breathe a few times and bring it back. Then I go again on the other side, so rotate up, nice rotation one way, and then nice rotation the other way. When my shoulder lands on the floor, pull back, and I can really feel the stretch right over here. And then go again a few more times, as many times as feels good. Next, even though it's not directly the back, I would go for a nice little figure 4 stretch for your glutes, because you know it's all connected. If your glutes are tight, it's going to pull on your back. So sometimes you need to make sure everything else is nice and released. So on your back. So you're going to take your right foot, place it on your left leg near your knee, so on your thigh, and you're going to lift your left leg up. Now, most people will hold it like this. For some reason, I quite like holding my knee that way. And you're going to try to bring that left knee towards you so that bringing your foot as close to your chest as possible. Once you've found that, if you want a bit more of a stretch, then you take your right hand and push your knee away from you, and that should give you a deeper stretch. You should feel it a little bit more. If you feel your hamstrings as well, and not just your glutes, then that's a good sign that you may need a bit of a hamstring stretch. And whilst you're at it, before switching sides, you may as well grab a band and go for a nice little hamstring stretch over here. And then you can repeat the whole thing on the other side. So like that, hold it there, and then up here, like that, okay? Next, there's a bit more. So we're gonna go for a bit of cobra, but before going for full cobra, you're gonna start sort of like in a plank position. So you're gonna lie down over here. You're gonna tuck your pelvis under, make sure your hips stay on the floor, and you're just gonna bring yourself up like so, and back down. Now, depending how tight you're feeling, this may feel more or less comfortable, and also depending on what your flexibility is like. So don't ever put yourself in a position where you're really pushing and it's painful. Take it up to where it feels a little bit uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt. Okay, so just take your time. You've got to be patient with stretches. Hold whatever range you want to have it, and then come back down. If you feel like that's already quite easy and you're quite comfortable in that position, and that might be the case, making sure that you're tucking that pelvis under and squeezing your bum, of course, then you can go for full cobra over here, and all the way up. All right, and then back down. So I would say you can work your way up to 1 minute with this one. Start with like 15 seconds, maybe 20, depending how comfortable you are feeling with it. And I've got one last one for you, standing up over here. You bend your knees a little bit, so kind of like a Romanian deadlift position. Hands together, and you're gonna rotate up and down on the other side. Have your eyes and your head follow your fingers. So I'm following my hand. And there you have it. Those are a few tips on how to do a bit of mobility, mostly targeted towards the back. We got a bit of a glute stretch and a hamstring stretch as well. Hope you enjoyed it.